Last year, we had Finance Bill 2023 that seriously increased taxes on Kenyans. As if that was not enough, Ruto's government is bringing in another Finance Bill 2024 that is going to increase more taxes on Kenyans. Let's have a look at some of the bills. Finance Bill: vehicle owners to pay a new annual motor vehicle tax at the rate of 2.5% of the value of the car. Minimum shillings 5,000, maximum 100,000. So if you have a car, you will be paying 2% of its value every year. National Treasury proposes 16% VAT on bread, with 400-gram loaf set to rise by at least shillings 10 under Finance Bill 2024. So the price of bread is also going up. Currently, bread 400 gram goes for around 65 shillings. That bread will soon be retailing at 75 or even 80 Kenya shillings, the 400-gram one. I want us to put this into perspective for Kenyans to understand what's happening here. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe in order not to miss our next video. Let's proceed. Ruto is not done with Kenyans. Every day, there are more and more shocks. As I talk, Ruto is in the process of appointing some CSs. Yes, the CAS. One CAS salary per month is around 1 million. Together with these allowances and their subordinates, one CAS alone, that office will be consuming over 2 million Kenya shillings. Over 2 million Kenya shillings. Ruto wants to appoint 50 of them. So in a nutshell, per month, taxpayers will have to dig deeper into their pockets to maintain and sustain these new offices. Ruto is renovating State House at a tune of over 1 billion Kenya shillings. Was it urgent or necessary for Ruto to renovate State House at a time he keeps saying there is no money? Because Ruto and his team, anytime Kenyans are crying out for help, they say things are tight, there is no money. But when they want to cheat Kenyans that they have performed, they say they have stabilized the economy. Clear contradiction. When Kenyans are complaining that life is hard, they are saying, we have a tight budget, things are tight. When they want to cheat Kenyans that they are performing as leaders, they say we have stabilized the economy. Ruto does not care about Kenyans. And the earlier Kenyans realize this, the better. Corruption in Kenya Kwanza government is going up on a daily basis. We still remember a few months ago, Controller of Budget Margaret Nyakangu raised an issue of corruption. Upon raising that issue, she was targeted, arrested, and arraigned in court. And she did expose to Kenyans that there is corruption when it comes to salaries. According to government's records, salaries for some top government officials have been tripled. For example, in the records, you are earning a salary of 900,000 Kenya shillings. That's what is the government's records. In real sense, you are just being given a third of that 900,000 Kenya shillings. The remaining 600,000 men and women in Kenya Kwanza are pocketing that amount. When Nyakango raised that issue, she was very fast arrested and arraigned in court. So you are seeing clearly corruption fighting back. Mithika Linturi is the CS that has presided over the National Cereals and Produce Boards, selling Kenyan stones, fake fertilizer. As I talk, there is a plan to save Mithika Linturi, and most definitely will be saved unless something drastic happens. The lifestyle of top government officials, Ruto included, they are living lavishly. Some donning watches over 10 million Kenya shillings. But when it comes to the common mwananchi, there is no money. I think Kenyans should wake up to this reality. Those still saying, let's give him time, you will wait until Jesus comes back. Nothing is going to improve. In fact, as they settle in power, the situation is worsening. In that they're learning the ropes. They're learning on how they can loot. You know, when they were still new, we could argue that they were not really acquainted to the looting. But as they settle, they are getting well acquainted on how to loot. Kenyans are still going to suffer until and unless they realize these things early enough. Let me conclude by saying this. If it's about the people electing their leaders, I don't think Kenyans can re-elect Ruto. And Ruto already knows he can't win an election. He intends to rail come 2027. But Kenyans can still beat him on that game. The first route Kenyans can use to beat William Ruto in that game, they should be very hostile politically to these members of parliament, senators, MCS, governors who are supporting this government. Let the ground be very hostile to them politically. That's something Kenyans can do. If they make life very hard for these MPs supporting Ruto, then Kenyans have started cutting William Ruto's roots. Those are the same people who is using to confuse Kenyans on the ground. Kenyans should be very hostile to them, to a point none of them will even go to the people campaigning for William Ruto. And then finally, Kenyans should not forget to wake up in the millions. I still believe that Kenyans can send William Ruto home come 2027. They can do that if they turn out in their millions to send Ruto home. I believe this is too much. Hii ni madharau. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Those who are watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.